So you want to know what sets our business coaching services apart from everybody else? Is that the question? All right. Well, there are two key things that we do differently. First is how we approach a business as it relates to trying to figure out what's really going on with it. I start from a place of understanding that no one can understand better than the owner or the operator of a business as to what's really going on with it. So people don't really kind of ever plan to fail, they just fail to plan. And so a lot of the times when businesses are running into challenges, it's because either the owners are too busy and they don't see everything that's going on, or they may even know what the next level they want to go to, but may not know exactly how to get there. And so we come in and we look at a business from essentially three angles. In my way of looking at things, these three things are the most critical thing for a business to survive. You must have operational efficiency. What does that mean? That means that every function of the business, in every aspect of the business, must be carried out efficiently. In order to determine whether it is being carried out efficiently or not, you have to first figure out who is doing what and how well are they doing it. And is that the best way that it can be done? And if it isn't, then what improvements can be made? So that's the operational efficiency part. Then is the question of profitability. Well, profitability is more than just a healthy profit margin. It has to do with, a great deal of it has to do with how well you are managing your cash flow, how is your debt structured, how much of your income you're spending on the debt, what kind of asset and liability ratio exists. These and a number of other things come into play to determine the profitability. The operational efficiency and functionality has a direct impact on the profitability. Of course, the driving force behind all this is the decision maker, which is usually in a small business, one or two people, and their ability to make strategic decisions in a timely fashion quite often plays a major role in the profitability of the business or the health of the business. So our business coaching approach is that we evaluate all these three things. The second thing that sets us apart is how we come in and start an engagement. The most common fear small business owners have is to bring in what they view as an outsider who is probably not going to understand their business. They are very concerned about getting involved with annual or longer open-ended arrangements where they don't know quite how to measure what's going on. And they also are not quite sure as to what exactly a coach is going to do. You can sit there and explain it to them as often as you like, but they don't really have an experience of it, so they can't relate to it. And so the solution to that we found was that we in fact developed a system where we allow the client to be, the business owner, a way to test drive us. And while they are doing this, and we are not wasting any resources, we are actually involved in the most critical first step, which is an audit and an action. So we usually come in on an engagement only to do an audit and develop an action plan. And by an audit, we are able to evaluate the three things that we talked about earlier. We can develop specific recommendations and we can point them to the right direction. Hand in hand goes with this right here is our very unique suite of support services. Unlike most business coaching services out there, we in fact have a network of key contacts, and we provide those services to our clients that may have surfaced to be essential for them to streamline their operation and move to the next step. However, we are ever respectful of the fact that people must make their own decisions, and so there are no binding agreements that they have to use these services. People are free to implement our recommendations on their own. They can do it as a completely separate. They can ask us to do the whole thing. What happens in reality is quite often that it ends up being a joint effort, and we take on a few things and they're doing a few things. And by now, through the audit action plan, they have developed an understanding of how we work, and if they're comfortable with it, that's the only way they've hired us. So the dynamics that gets created and the synergy that gets created is very positive, and it produces very strong results for our customers in a very short period of time.